LeBron James, I don't believe all championships are of equal weight and of equal evidence. So, Max, you're making the case, and it's one that I would agree with, that when you're laying big case files of evidence on the table of this debate, winning with this team this year, beating this Golden State Warriors team would be the heaviest casebook. It'd be the heaviest piece of evidence laid down on the LeBron James side of this debate. It would be the opening and closing argument. You'd start with, well, do you remember 2018? Do you remember J.R. Smith? That's where the debate would start. But it wouldn't win it. It wouldn't put him even on even footing with Jordan, because if we admit that not all titles are worth the same, not all pieces of evidence have equal weight, then we look back and go, you know, Jordan didn't team up with a bunch of super fins to win some in Miami. In other words, if you give LeBron credit for this hypothetical championship, you're admitting the ones he won in Miami aren't of equal value and equal weight. And then we compare those against Jordan. And the bottom line is this, in the end, here's the God's honest truth. No matter how much weight we give them, I'll be curious to see what you say about this, Stephen A. But there's just something about below 500 versus undefeated that I can't put you on equal footing. I mean, Tom Brady's 5-3, right? But you know what Tom Brady gets? The most Super Bowl wins, sheer number, in 5, and then 8 appearances on top of that. On top of that, he's above 500. LeBron fails all those tests. Fewer championships than Jordan, below 500. It's not going to add up for LeBron to be in an equal debate with Jordan. There's just something about that to me. 6, below 500. Undefeated,
only
below 500.
Yeah.
Well, based on what you're saying, Will, then Kobe deserves to be in that conversation as well, because he's got 5 rings and 7 appearances. So we can't ignore that either. Having said all of that.
Well, is he?
Of course,
in
LeBron
your estimation,
James,
is he?
What you mean? I think that
Kobe.
Overall, because of LeBron James' physicality and what have you, I definitely put LeBron James above. But I look at Kobe Bryant, and I got mad respect for him. He's got 5 rings, and he's got a better than 500 record in those NBA Finals appearances. So if we're looking at the talent of LeBron James in terms of his versatility, I'd give him the edge over Kobe. But if we're talking about actually winning and having that assassin's mentality, I'm going to take Kobe all day, every day. That's just me. But I can understand why those would disagree. Let me say this about LeBron. He will never be in Jordan's class to me. It's not disrespectful to LeBron James. It's just appreciating not just Michael Jordan, but eras. Now, when I've spoken to Jordan about this very subject, Jordan always reminds me, can't compare eras. I mean, the bottom line is it's a different era. He's the best of his era, and that is that. And that's the way that folks view it. And I understand it and respect it. I'm not trying to take anything away from LeBron per se. What disgusts me about this argument, which is why I'm going to get into an argument with Isaiah Thomas once I find his blasphemous self. I can't believe anybody from the old school era would disrespect the era. That's what really, really resonates with me, what I can't get around. I can't get around how Jordan had to go through Bird and McHale and those boys, and then the bad boy Pistons, and then he beat Magic and the Lakers, and then Drexler and Go in Portland, and then Barkley and Marley with Kevin Johnson and them in Phoenix, and then after coming out of retirement, going up against Sean Kemp before he became Sean Klump with the glove Gary Payton, and then going up against Karl Malone and John Stockton. And then we're not even bringing up the Eastern Conference, how Reggie Miller with Rick Smits and the Davises were in the way, along with our colleague Mark Jackson, how the Knicks were Rough Riders and with the Bad Boys Part 2, with Riley as a coach, with Mason and Oakley and Ewing and Starks and Derek Harper and all of these boys. I'm looking at the road to prosperity. I didn't even bring up Cleveland with Larry Nance and Mark Price and Craig Elo and all of these boys. I'm looking at the road traveled to that level of prosperity. And I don't ever recall LeBron having to go through that in order to get to that point. And that is why, to me, it's not about the individual talent. It's about the fact that that road traveled has never been experienced by LeBron James successfully. And I cannot give him the edge over Jordan because of that.